Welcome to the party, pals. It's the all-day live stream, week 2, Seahawks v. Patriots, Seahawks at Patriots. What's up, Loaf?
What up, brother?
How you doing, man?
Undefeated. I'm doing pretty damn well. A win is a win, right?
Yeah.
And on the road, we got our first test. It's a win.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it, but yeah, undefeated feels pretty damn good, Brett.
It's good that we do these a few hours later because immediately after this win, I was pissed, man, a little bit. So sometimes the Seahawks, I don't know if you guys feel me out there, you guys listening, the faithful 12s. Sometimes even after a win, like I'm mad sort of at some things in the moment that didn't go great. And we'll go through the whole game here in moments where I was mad. But to be honest, after this one, I was just like, I was a little upset. And then as the hours have gone by, I'm getting happier and happier and more relieved and realizing that these are the kinds of wins that you need to chalk up throughout a season in order to take you where you want to go anyway. So
chalk up. Okay, brother, let me bring the player perspective.
Please do.
All right. So, two new head coaches, but specifically ours, right?
Yeah.
You're at home. We went through all sorts of adversity, right? Mm-hmm. Which I told you about. We're going to get tested. You go on the road and we're getting tested again against a team that went into Cincinnati, who just took KC to the limit, right? And there were some questionable calls in that game. We'll look at that in the around the league later, though. But going on the road, traveling, the first, experience under the new head coach, it was they gutted it out, man. And that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? Like, just kept going at it. And you come out of there with the win, overtime. Like, cheers to our boys.
Hard fought victory for sure. There's no denying it. We talked about it on our preview episode for this game, that this was going to be a hard-hitting game, that maybe even one of the games of the weekend, and I think it kind of turned out to be. It was exciting. If you look at it from just a regular NFL fan perspective, this is an exciting game, overtime game, two good defenses going back and forth, some great, exciting plays, amazing quarterback play. Incredible quarterback play, which we have coming up next. The astute all-day audience will notice the change in graphics here. Look at this. It looks beautiful. We got a rundown at the bottom. You guys can see what's coming up next. Thank you guys for joining the stream, by the way, and the chat. You guys are filling up the chat. Do that. We'll get to the Q&A.
Big Mike on the graphics, right?
Absolutely.
But, I look at the Patriots, and they almost remind us of us 2 years ago when GENO got his first start. I really think this is going to be a hell of a team, and Mayo's doing a great job. You look at the stats, like, it looks like a defensive led coaching, team.
Yeah.
Just trying to do as few mistakes, a lot of discipline, ball control, run game, everything that Pete preached when, he was here. And so it's they're going to be a good team, and I wouldn't be surprised if because that East is wide open now. That East is wide open, so I wouldn't count them out. I think they have a chance to make the playoffs. But they remind us, and then you look at Brissett. It almost mirrors like GENO, promising early round draft pick. I think they were both second, and just don't get their real chance until year 10, which I think Brissett's probably 8 or 9, but. He's a damn good ball player. He did some great things getting out of the pocket. When we lost discipline, we lost the edge, contain, all those things. But he reminds me, and I'm pulling for him, just like I've pulled for GENO. And that is our next topic if we want to get there. Because
we can slide on down the list. I was just going to say though. I think for me, it's just like there just feels like unfinished business after this game, a bit unsatisfied is how I felt as a fan. And I don't mind that if the players felt that a little bit too, because you get the win, but they definitely know that there's things they need to work on. And so, they get to work on those things, and that's how you become a better team. So it's just great that they have the W to rest on.
It's like art. It's never finished. It's like fashion. It's like fashion, as we'll get to later in the show. It's never finished.
The fit checks. All right. GENO, Geno. The headline is Geno is him. We love Geno on this show. Both of us are in agreement on that. However, we're not quite in agreement on when he should get his extension. However, this game today, he was on fire. He could have even had more completions if some guys would catch the ball for him. But you see the numbers there on the headline: 33 of 44, 75% completion percentage, 327 yards, a touchdown, and a QBR of 103.1. You love Geno possibly even more than I do, Lofa. Go for it.
I mean, this is what he's capable. This is what he is. Incredibly efficient is what these stats say to him. Not just like everybody else throws for a game like this. They're ready to player of the year, MVP candidate. Are we going to see Geno up there? I hope so. He deserves it. And, we'll get into the run game and everything or lack thereof. But he just put the team on his back and said, hey, boys, we're going to win this game. And so that's just like we had Hogan on this week. He said the guys all played for 12. These guys are playing for 7, man. And it couldn't be more evident. And it was like you said, I think 4 or 5 drops. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking like they were right there. It wasn't like they were horrible throws or anything. And then even one was a spike. So that goes down as an incomplete. So these numbers the efficiency could have even completion or could have been even better, which is scary to think. But he had to have this kind of game. And we knew that when K9 wasn't going to get his chance. I'll actually give you a little credit, partner. Oh, you said you were scared that K9's out, and it proved to be true.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're right.
What made Geno so good in this game? I mean, he's so good at throwing from the pocket.
Decision making. I mean, he used his legs when his pocket presence, his ability to escape when he knows what he's looking at, right? It's just how much time does he have to actually step into a throw? He stepped into one where his arm got hit and he got hit this way and just completed a strike for 15 yards. Yeah. Another one to JSN over the middle. And, he had a phenomenal game too. But he spread the ball around. DK, awesome. And it's just, I got to give credit to Grubsy. Grubsy made shit happen, masterful play calling. But he really just put faith in number 7 and said, hey, man, this is your game. Go do it.
Yeah. He was brilliant. I mean, it's interesting because it's like, I don't know why everyone always sounds surprised when Geno has a good game, or why it's always talked about in this sort of way, because his numbers speak for themselves. He's, I think this was his 9th game winning or game tying drive since 2022. That's a super high number among all NFL quarterbacks.
Number 1. That's number 1.
Okay, there you go. Is that good?
Is it? Do you like that thing? Do you like that sort of thing?
Every time this happens, even Seahawks fans just go, "Oh, Geno had a good game."
Because I think narratives develop around people in their careers, just where if it didn't work out somewhere, it just follows you, right? It's a stigma, and it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. And it's even the same in the opposite regard. If you're a first-round pick, you get ample opportunities. You cut from one, there's 5 other lined up to bid for your services, right? Yeah. So it's just the way it is. And but Geno, God, I mean, then there's the leadership, man. The guys, it's clear. That's what jumps out to me. The guys go to battle for him, just we battled for 8, right? Hasid, we're we got you, bro. Don't even worry about anything. We'll go for you.
Yeah, dude, Geno Smith. I mean, he's a good leader. He's tough as nails. He really just feels like the kind of guy that everybody in Seattle should just be 100% behind. But for some reason, it always just feels like there's a segment of this fan base just kind of waiting for him to not have good games, or just sort of waiting to kind of go I told you so on him in a way that I don't know. I'm not used to it, and I don't really understand it.
No, but you're right. And, it comes on the heels of, you're replacing a guy that is going to be a Hall of Famer, talking about 3 here. Like, so, and just everything that he's meant to this city. And like, so it's tough to replace the man. Like, you know, Aaron Rodgers had to go through it. Steve Young had to go through it. Like, that's tough. And it's, you know, pretty special if you can rise to that level and just deliver when the pressure is just solely placed on your shoulders.
We got to turn this one to the all-day family here. How do you guys really feel about GENO? Start loading up the chat, and you know how to make the chats come up here on the screen for us. And so, I mean, give us your GENO thoughts. Start pumping those in there. Are you a GENO believer? When did you become a GENO believer? And if you're not a GENO believer after a game like this, or at least just a fervent GENO supporter for at least the this season and however long we have him, especially after a game like this, then what are you waiting for? I want to know. Like, if you're still not a GENO believer after this game, why?
What's
not?
It gonna take?
What are we missing? What are Lofa and I missing? Put it in the chat. Put it in the comments. The receivers, man. Big day, huge day, big, huge numbers for DK when it's all said and done. Right there. Look at that. If you got him on your fantasy team, 10 receptions, 129 in the touchdown. And JSN, who I do have on my fantasy team, 12 receptions, 117. Wish he could have got a touchdown or scored there, but hey, I'll take the receptions. Just awesome day by them, going off everywhere. Like, you got nothing but positive things to say about them, I'm sure. Tyler Lockett, quiet day, but he drew some penalties.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Let's just talk about it as a whole. I mean, first duo, which surprised the hell out of me with when we're talking the history, right? With 10 and 100, we've had Lockett and DK together for a while. Doug Baldwin, maybe you've heard of him. Jermaine Kearse. Like, I would have thought this would have not been a new record for the Seahawks. Right. So that's impressive. And then, before I get to the guys, I got to give a shout out to Grebsy again. The way he was getting them the ball was unlike what we've seen in the past.
Tell me about that. How?
Oh my God. Just give me DK on a, just slant or a drag route. It's like 2 or 3 yards across, and give him the ball running full speed. And we're going to see who has the nuts to tackle that. Because that's what I'm talking 3 or 4 times today. And you saw guys make business decisions like, oh, shit, he's got the ball with a full head of steam. It's like, oh, God. Mm-hmm. So I saw it. It had to be 3 or 4, and it was impressive. And then, and I know, DK, he's the kind of guy, he wants to get revved up off, creating opportunity and then just going. So anything vertical, like his touchdown, always awesome. The drag, though, it's a horizontal vertical, if you will. He's catching at full speed and then using his God-given ability
instead of just throwing it to him like on one of those stupid bubble screens that I hate, where he's standing still and has to get moved.
Yeah, so that's I don't want to see this is me. Literally, I'm on my couch, being couch offensive coordinator. So someone's gonna clip this and be like, oh, they're gonna start talking about it in the media and shit. But like DK on a bubble screen or just a screen, that's not really where his specialties lies. He is vertical and fast and strong, and good luck stopping that.
Yeah.
And even Lockett, I don't see him as a screen guy. We threw a screen to him, and I told you last year, I was I don't know why we keep throwing screens to him, because yes, the spatial awareness is there, but he's just older now, and he's still nimble, still quick, but sometimes you just find the ground a little too quick. JSN, Sharbs, K9, these are our quick screen. Russell Mania, I'm telling you, they get this guy in the mix. Just that preseason catch he came back to made the linebacker just run right by him. Yeah. I don't know if that linebacker stopped yet. I think he's still running. These are the guys that are special in quick area, burst, change of direction. So just play design wise, I think those are the guys I'd like to see get those opportunities. But either way, I thought it was a really masterful design by Grebsy to incorporate these kind of plays.
Well, and drawing up plays for specific players, I think too.
It was with full intention. full intention to get them the
What
ball.
about the drop passes, though? Because, man, do I want to just tear my hair out. I know I'm just sitting on the couch, but how come they can make the most spectacular catches, but then drop the routine ones that are hit them in both hands sometimes?
Well, let's stay on that. What we're talking about, design for who it is. So, like, Fant, he dropped one in the flats. And, like, I think it's probably the second or third time I've seen it. You get that guy going vertical, no one wants to step in front of that. And then also, not many people can catch him with his speed. So, like him down the field, that's that deep over where he's 4 inches than the average middle linebacker. He's always open. Across the middle, when he gets to stop and catch it, at least almost like a deeper check down, he powered through for a first down. He caught another one where he dragged guys. Like that's how I'd use him. I mean, he's special like that. Trying to think, JSN, I mean, the guy was ridiculous today, like absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Caught one in the flats
so far.
Yeah, caught one in the flats on his back shoulder, caught another one behind him at the hips, turned, made one guy miss, and then stretched out to get us to like a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1. I told you can't play zone against this kid. Like him and Lockett, they pick their pockets because that's what it is you have to shut it down in zone and find the open space. There's windows and opportunities. And their timing of the windows and when it closes, they just go to the next window. And like they're a quarterback's dream to play with. So, but it was unbelievable. The one play that JSN's going to be like, damn, I could have had 13 for, 170 for 130. The 2nd and 20 after a holding penalty, wide open, Geno put it right there. And it was like arguably the easiest catch opportunity he had today. And like, I even saw him just like tap his chest, like, my bad. But but they're taking ownership. That's what it tells me. That's pretty cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah. They need to get the tight ends more involved for me. Like you said, I think you nailed that, especially with Fant. Like get him going up that seam.
He's a beast.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. And then for DK, a huge day. Obviously, I'm not taking anything away. It's just that sometimes on the ball, there was the one that got broken up. But it's a bit 50. I don't know if it's exactly 50-50, but it's going to be a contested catch for sure. Right. Mm-hmm. I want to see him just Megatron people out there. And like where you remember watching him, right? I mean, that's a Hall of Famer there, but like, you just knew he was going to come down with it. And sometimes DK, like, I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like he doesn't come down with those. And he always, I mean, the wide open one, and then he can show us the speed and the high step. Yeah.
Dude, that speed was ridiculous.
Just owning somebody in a way that, Calvin Johnson or a big bodied receiver like he is can do.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And I believe it'll happen. But I saw what I saw today was the designs and the concepts that really suit him best. And so that's what going forward, like, good luck stepping in front of that bullet train because 6'3", 240. But he did have the 2nd and 1 where Geno got flushed out and Geno threw it off his, I don't know if his back foot, but to his right, he was falling away. Who came back to the ball? DK, we were talking about this. Came all the way back, caught it, dragged his heels. He looked like Tyler Lockett. I mean, if Tyler Lockett was 6'3", 240, just absolutely jacked. But it reminded me of a Lockett type play. Yeah. It was pretty cool to see.
Another guy who you want to see more involved in the pass game, and I'd agree with that, but running the ball, tough day. Running the ball, but Charbonnet. Let's talk about Charbonnet. Charbonnet. But Charbon can get you the yard when you needed it on some of those key plays, like when you had to have it. He punched it in for the touchdown. So some of the plays that you had to have, he was able to get you that yard, but some of the other ones, just the first contact kind of, going down. It's not the same as it is having K9 back there. That was obvious. How much of it's on Charbonnet? How much of it's on the O-line?
Again, I think it goes hand in hand. Yeah, there was not much to be had there, and it was evident to me when the 1st and 10 that set up the game-winning field goal, and like you say, when he had to have, he bounced. There was a hole there, but there was also a safety coming to fill, and I believe Brady Russell was leading up through as a blocker, but like his instincts kicked in, and he was just kind of like, fuck this. I got this. And he went for 9 yards and ran over 2 guys, right? Rather than going back up inside and then having to fight for 2 or 3 yards. So I think it's a combination of him trusting himself and what he's capable of, and then also play selection, like what kind of style or runs. I'd have to go back and watch his UCLA tape, right, to really know, was he a power runner with gap trap and pullers? Because that's really, if you talk about where, and we'll get to it, I'm sure, where the Patriots had success, they were pulling 1 or 2 guys. And when you make those gap change, that creates angles for the offensive lineman, and it creates angles for the running back to have 2 or 3 options. And from there, they just have to have the quick process to be like, all right, this is the most favorable option, right? Because they all got talent, they all got speed. But the decision making is really a factor that comes into play when we're talking there. So, I'll look harder at this tape, but there wasn't a lot to be had. And credit to the Patriots D line. And I told you we need to key on White. that fucking kid's a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he had another sack and a half. I think he's already got 3 or 4 sacks in 2 games, and like he's only a second-year player. So like,
why not put McIntosh in there and give him a carry?
I agree with you.
14 carries for Charbonnet, and if you look at the Seahawks stat line their rushing stat line is Charbonnet for 14, and then Geno Smith for 5. Which, how many of those are planned? Come on now. So for the game, where the hell's McIntosh? The guy's quick. He's more powerful than we think. I think he's more powerful than they think, than everybody thinks. Give him just one carry. K9 was out. What harm is it to give McIntosh 1 carry?
And he was our preseason MVP, right, on offense? 100%. Like, essentially. Him and Howell, they both had great preseasons. And WrestleMania, shout out WrestleMania. But yeah, I'm in agreement with you here. Like, just let's see what the kid has, and just give him a couple carries. But I was incredibly impressed with Charbonnet's toughness, and just over and over keep going. Shout out to Grubsy again. Not many guys, when you look at these stats and everything, would have ran the ball 14 times with 1 guy. And then, Geno, we might need to start putting some design runs for that guy because he's electric.
Well, I'm a little scared, to be honest. We need K9 quick.
It was a good defensive front. All right. And they're led by one of the great middle linebackers of the last, decade or so. So, they're going to be sound operationally. So I was very impressed. Like, I'm giving O-line credit. It was a tough day, but I thought they answered the call.
Well, I don't know. The O-line, tough day. We won, like we said. I think that I was talking about being a little mad after a win or having that feeling of unsatisfaction. I mean, the O-line, I'd say this is a point of struggle so far, and it's got to get shored up. I mean, Geno, when he had time to throw it, I mean, look at the day he had, but he's under pressure a lot, under duress a lot. I mean, good thing he has such good pocket presence. But between the run game and the way they were, yeah.
No, but
I don't even have a question. I'm just,
I know. Yeah, I know. You're being tested as a true fan. All right. And I'm here to be the voice of reason. Okay. And I got to go back to Grubsy. I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but his play design,
dude. Why don't you marry him?
Hey, maybe I will. So just the short crossers that he utilized was an extension of the run game. All right. So in years past, In years past where we turned around and threw it straight to bubble screens and stuff, that was our try to not, buy time and like slow defenses down, but it worked to at least make them rethink sending heat, and now they're outnumbered out there, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the strategy that I love watching. And then Grubsy going no huddle, right? On the road. You think your fucking crowds are rowdy? All right, I'll shut them the fuck up. We're just going to keep going. And now you're going to be in some real basic, man or zone schemes. It's hard to really get a blitz off and make sure, like, okay, we're not leaving anybody hanging here, one-on-one with DK or something like that. And like, that's what his up tempo, no huddle to start the game. And then also the shifts in motion, man, if you're not on your shit as a defense, that will mess you up bad. It just takes one guy to not be on the same page as the other 10. And it's just like, oh, God, guys just running wide ass open, which was the case actually for us against the Hunter Henry screen. I don't know where our flat defender is. I don't know if they know where they are right now. Like that guy's Hunter Henry, like, is probably as fast as me right now. And he took that one like 50 yards.
Well, we got to move to the defense. As you guys are listening, keep filling up the chat. Put your questions in there. If you guys are hearing something that we've missed, leave your comments. We'll get to those here as we keep going with the show here. But defense, man, they only gave up 20. So that's great. But some missed tackles.
20 in overtime.
Right. No, totally. Hey, listen, that's, I think, the thing from this game is like, it's a win, but we have some things to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
Your family needs to be called into the living room. We need a bit of a meeting here.
Brett, nobody's perfect. We all have things to work on.
That's true. Right? That's true. And but that's the reason that we can all smile, though, is because it's a win. So that we always got to remember, at least this was a win. But the defense, they bent, they didn't break. Some great games out there, though, just from some individual players. For me, what stood out on the positive side, and then we could go to the negative, but positively, the pass rush, man. I love a pass rush. It's what's been missing. It's here. They're getting after them 2 weeks in a row. Williams, I mean, dude, just I love the pass rush and what's going. Mafe.
Oh yeah. Lonnie Williams just fucking kicking ass and taking names today, man. Like this is why we traded for him. This is why we signed him back, right? And it was on full display. And I just believe the way McDonald's using him and moving him around, but then just the style that he plays with, I think he's finally getting comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Which is, man, it's going to be scary to see because there was several times he just walked somebody right back, just like Murph, to be a rookie and just absolutely walk a grown-ass man back into the backfield one arm and then make the sack. It was just something awesome to see. Pushing the pocket because we have edges for days, man. And Mafe, okay, so you have one here, had one last week, could have had two more last week. This guy just creates opportunities. And then shout out to Derek Hall. Like, he played his ass off today. That big hit at the end, right before overtime, like Brissett got up slow. It was totally legal, totally clean hit. It was an incredible get off. And I feel like maybe the game is slowing down for him because this is the beast that I saw at Auburn when he was flying off that edge, just killing people. Like, there was a total team effort. That D line, man, in the past game specifically, the one that forced the sack that they shared, Murphy and Williams and Mafe and Hall, every single one of them had an opportunity at the sack. They beat the shit out of five guys. Like, the four of them just beat the hell out of those five. And it was just, for me, it's 4:40 left in the game. You're up 20-17, the Patriots, 3rd and 6, and you're running it for a decent clip. I don't know why you don't just hand it off and see if you can get to like an easier field goal. We get the sack there, and then all of a sudden they got to kick a 48, and Julian Love
Yeah.
Savage.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. The sacks, they're getting after the quarterback, but sometimes they don't have anywhere to throw it. Secondary is getting after people, and led by Julian Love. He's just 2 games in. You want to crown him with any? The defensive MVP of the league after 2 weeks, basically.
Hey, I better see Geno's name mentioned in offensive MVP, and I better see Julian Love's name mentioned in defensive MVP, just because everything he does, like, right? I don't know how New York let him out of the organization, and this is maybe part of their struggles since his departure is not having this kind of guy, this leadership, and this stability to count on, communication wise, everything. He was all over the place. Jenkins, smoking fools per usual. Woolen, man, like in Spoon, I think Spoon might be too strong for the NFL. All right. So, because he had a penalty, right? Or he just tossed the guy. And it wasn't anything extra. It was just his sheer brute strength, which is crazy to say at 185. But this is the kind of savage we're talking about. Like, he don't give a fuck. Like, he's here to do a job. And if you're in the way, you're in trouble. Like, kid's special.
But because that's how this game was. We won, but run defense, we gave up a lot on the ground. What are your concerns with the run defense? And we've been concerned about the run defense for a few seasons now, so this is historical.
Yeah, concerns not yet. It's one game. All right, there needs to be a pattern, a couple games to where I'm just like, all right, this is a problem. So, you got to be the eternal optimist in this profession, in this line of work. So I am not concerned. That is a very disciplined, good O-line. That is a great 2 running backs, right? So, everybody earned their paycheck today, the hard way, because we knew what they were going to do coming in. And I don't think they took us out of our game. They adjusted well in the second half where they were like sticking to the run. They're like, you know what? We're going to 3, 5, 10, 2, 5, 30. Like,
they ran it 30 times with their backs.
Yeah.
30 times. 32 times, I think. Antonio Gibson, 11 carries for 96, and Stevenson, 21 carries for 81.
So half of Antonio's came off of one play where we missed a tackle, right? And that's probably got you alarmed, right?
Yeah.
We had him in the backfield. I hate the same side toss. So same side toss is the running back. I'm the quarterback. The running back's to my left, and I toss it to him to the left. It's just the stupidest play I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't know if it's ever when I played it, I was like, are they serious? Like, was that?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you just hand it to him?
I mean, do anything else.
It's not like it goes down as a pass.
Put him on the other side and just let him run across.
Sure.
And hand him off. Like, so at least people's eyes have to do some work, right? But somehow he broke, and he's a very talented running back, and an exceptional receiver.
That play in particular was extremely maddening, though.
It was 44 yards, so that's half of his 90, right?
And as you started to relax because Mafe had him 3 yards deep in the backfield, so it's like that thing you're on your couch, just like, oh, okay, they got him. Wait, what?
Yeah, you look up but you know what? I always like to go silver linings and point to the awesomeness. Spoon came out of nowhere and tracked him all the way down. I've seen Antonio Gibson take those kind of plays 70 plus yards, over the course of his career. I've always thought he was underutilized in Washington. He's a guy that I was always begging for when we had some issues with injury with Carson and Penny years ago.
Yeah.
That's how special he is as a player. And so, but you give him credit, right? He was a special effort, but there were a couple times where they got through the line of scrimmage a little too clean. And I think it was predominantly when we were in 2 high safeties. So we have an extra defender outside the box. But the coaches, McDonald and them, they'll look at it and they'll figure out a good path going forward. But I'm not concerned, as everybody else probably is.
What changed when Baker left?
Well, they started running more. Like, and I shout out to T Knight, man. He looked great. He reminds me of a faster David Hawthorne. Like the power he had, I wanted him to have a little more awareness of spatial awareness in terms of there's a pretty critical 3rd and 6 where Gibson, and if Gibson's in, like if it's Stevenson, play it honest, like just go downhill, ready to hit because they might even hand it off and then just go for the 4th down. But when you have Gibson back there, your mindset should change. As a player, you should be, all right, this is a true receiving threat. And I would have, especially I think it was Woolen was jamming the receiver X nasty. So it was a close split by the X. And that's where, okay, back up a little. They still got to go 6 yards to get the 1st down. I can always rally to the run. But if they pick and go out, which is exactly what they did, and he'll learn from it. He's young, man. And I guarantee you, this is stuff that wasn't, expected of him at college. Like this is next level thinking and understanding. He'll get there, but for him, he had a hell of a game. I was very, impressed by what he did. But Baker,
one play. Well, go ahead. Sorry, you're gonna get to Baker.
Baker. I can't believe how easy he makes everything look. He reminds me of Leroy Hill in that regard. That just even open field, he's flying to the ball, but he's such a good athlete and so fast that you almost take it for granted when he comes to balance and then strikes and like smokes the guy backwards. It's like coverage is tight, everything. The wheel route, most linebackers panic. He didn't even, you're trailing, because a lot of people are like, well, why didn't he look back? Because he caught up to the guy. Dude, you're in the end zone. You're not looking back. You're making sure he doesn't catch it. He poked with one arm and then he ripped with his right arm. And it was just, I couldn't believe, I was like, damn, that's one of the coolest plays I've ever seen by a linebacker that doesn't get put in that situation very often. He just very poised. And so I hope he's okay because that's a big part of our defense. But Knight, I'm not worried as he only gets more reps and knowledge. And Dodson, oh my God.
Well, there's a poll up in the chat. Are you concerned with the run defense? Yes, 42%. No. What is that a number? Producer Katie wrote a 5 backwards. What the hell? I think that's, I don't even know what is.
Wow.
What's the
okay, we can work through this. What were the options? No, 42. So I mean,
no is 42%. So
wouldn't that leave? Was it yes, no? Because that means I think that's 50. I think that means 58 are
58. Right.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know if there was
5 backwards. You don't even know what you're looking at. So threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
Anyway, it seems like fans are not concerned, I guess. So far, anyway. You guys get your
vote. No. 50. That means 58 said yes, they are concerned. Bro, what are you talking? Wait, am I messed up here? Wait, what are we talking about?
It says, are you concerned with the run defense? No is 58%. 42%. Right. Yes. So
okay.
Sorry. Okay. Reading a simple poll. You never would think there'd be that much drama involved.
Sheesh.
Anyway. Dodson, the one play where the run defense really did show up was the 3rd and 1. Dodson's East, and that was incredible. And boy, that felt great. I was up.
Did you hear the sound of that hit? I just kept rewinding
it, turned it up, and played it again. Yeah.
Oh my God. And that was heads up, nowhere to go, just me and you for 1 yard, and it was Dodson versus Stevenson. And all I heard was a shotgun go off. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
Love that kid.
We're going to get to your comments. We're going to get to your questions here. Next week, Lofo, we got the Dolphins. They're coming to Seattle. You had a quick thought on that game. And of course, a thought also on Tua and what's going on with him and his situation. It's a huge headline all the way around in the league.
Thoughts on the game? We go to the next opponent. They had a tough one. I'm expecting a very feisty, disgruntled team to come to Lumen and try to knock us off. So can't let your guard down any given Sunday, right? Tua, literally thoughts and prayers because I've been in this situation. And, you know, I know everybody's like, oh, he needs to retire. It's not your decision to make. And like, so I even feel out of my element speaking on it because I got respect for the game, love for the game, love for all my brothers that play this game. But, you know, the game tells you when your time's up. And I don't know. He just signed a new contract. So I'm sure he feels the pressure to honor it. This is just the things that personally would be going through my mind and emotions. So we'll see what happens. I just hope he's okay, man. Like, cause that one looked like one of the least physical hits that he took, which is cause for alarm and concern, just for his health going forward.
Yeah.
Both mental, physical, emotional. It's just like they do a number on you, man. These concussions. I wouldn't say I'm over any of them yet. I'm just trying to do the best I can.
So Skylar Thompson steps in at quarterback for the Dolphins. How scared are you of Skylar Thompson?
Scared because I don't know. I don't have a scatter report on him.
Oh, okay.
Like straight up. No, like that wasn't even a joke. It's like, what are his strengths? What are his weaknesses? Like this is the strategy that really goes into the behind the scenes that a lot of people don't get access to is like, how do we take away what he does best, right? And make him normal. And you do that. And I mean, it's detailed down to like, he is horrible throwing off his, like rolling to his left. So there will be designed pass rush. That's how detailed. I know it looks like we're just a bunch of Neanderthals hitting each other. And for the most part, that's true, ladies and gentlemen. However, there is so much strategy behind it. And that's what just I love about that's what allowed me to like make the NFL. Because you look at the numbers, not awesome, not pretty. One of the shortest, slowest middle linebackers of my generation. But with a lot of help, meaning my teammates, I had some studs at every position. And just guys that were willing to sacrifice and play team defense, you know, it works out. But, you know, and then all the hard work you put into it yourself. But it's, it's scary going against the unknown. How do you prepare, Brett? How do you prepare?
Yeah, I don't want to go into this game too overconfident either. With Tua out and this guy coming in and it's looming and all that. But at the same time, I'm super pumped, man. You got a chance to be 3-0 in the Mike McDonald era. I mean, the opportunity is right there in front of them. Everybody's looking up at us in the West right now. I mean, this is feeling pretty good, man. Early in the season, we got to open it up to the listeners here, though, to the fans, to the all-day family, and get their thoughts and questions and comments on all the stuff we haven't even touched on yet tonight.
I need McNeil to tell me. McNeil, fact check. Did I ever start me and my boys 3-0 in the Mike Holmgren era? Because I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, they got a chance to do it here with this one, so we'll see what happens.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into it, though. Let's open it up to the listeners.
What you got?
All-day family. What have they got out there? As we're loading that up, let me tell you about our sponsor, Delta Airlines, everybody. The best airline in the whole freaking world. Delta Airlines. Go to deltaairlines.com or no, it's 12status.com. Sorry, 12status.com. 12, the word status.com. Sign up for 12 Status. If you're a Washington State resident, you can do that. You get 1 mile for every yard that the Seahawks throw for this season. It's open to legal residents of Washington, must be 18 or older. 12status.com, everybody. Yeah. All right. Let's get after it. Axel MTG checking in tonight on the chat. First question up here. Zach's pass blocking was great. I think it was part of the reason GENO had a better game than last week. Anyway, we can get both Zach and K9 out there together. Oh, does
Hell
that
yeah.
Rubsy's offense?
Hell yeah, Axel MTG. Excellent observation. Very astute. I would say instead of, and I do love WrestleMania, But if we're not going to run play action with him as a lead backer, or, a lead fullback, then why don't we put Sharps as the lead fullback? But I hate to do that to a great tailback, but either way, I totally agree with you. And, that's an observation I didn't even see. I knew Zach was a dog, but good call. Kudos to you, my man. Great observation. And I would love to see them back there. It could definitely be a possibility.
Get them back there together.
So think about the opportunities, Brett and Axel. So instead of you got him going to lead block, Charbonnet's got great hands, right? And him on the check down is a real weapon. Like it was because the guys that I enjoy going against were the Charbonnet type that when they catch it, they're just barreling through you. So what's about all the smoke about to come. Here we go. We're going to find out, right? The little guys that could catch it, back up, take 3 steps, jab, juke, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Those guys were hell to play for me. Fuck. Holy hell.
Movie quotes already. If you guys have movie quotes, don't forget to put those in the chat either.
I love those. I love me a good movie quote. But no, that's Axel. That's getting creative, which is what Grubsy's all about. I'm gonna send this clip to Grubsy just for you, Axel.
Also, I see you Cougar fans in the chat. Just so you know. There's been some Lofa. They don't know if we can see the full chat or not. We can, and I see you in there. And we might get to some Huskies Cougars if this thing goes late tonight because I'll go there.
If you want that smoke.
Lofa had to text the group to do like a welfare check on me.
Yeah.
Saturday. So if you want to go Huskies Cougars, we could get there at some point. Anyway, Jonathan Smith joining the chat. Thanks for being here. I believed in GENO when Russell went out and GENO stepped in. The first 2 games he lost, but I saw how he played and I knew that he was the man then. Hell yeah, Jonathan Smith. Good.
The irony of this comment, Jonathan Smith, as you just alluded to, shout out to Jonathan, was a phenomenal Cougar tailback. So I hope this is him because Jonathan Smith was a beast.
Is this me, Jonathan Smith?
That'd be amazing. But also the other irony is, GENO spells it GENO. Hey, it's all good. I'm going to make a GINO. I'm going to make a shirt for you, GINO.
Jonathan, and I want to ask Jonathan a question though here. Like, what do your friends say about GENO? Because I swear, because I'm a GENO fan, everyone I talk to all of a sudden becomes a GENO fan. Oh, I love him too. Well, then what is it? We all know there are these like dark circles of Seahawk fans out there who kind of don't or kind of talk with this, like their voice goes up at the end when they say, so and why are they out there? What are they looking at that we're not looking at then? Because if we're all just, GENO supporters, then what is all these whispers that I hear over here? So anyway,
I don't know, but I'm a Jonathan Smith fan. So I might make a Jonathan and GENO Smith shirt.
Somebody says my dad doesn't like GENO.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Ask him why. Okay, Alina Dahl, first time tonight. What's up, Alina? How you doing?
Alina.
Oh, this is great. She goes, every time I hear you all mention Spoon, I hear Spoon Man playing in my head. Soundgarden, one of my favorite bands. Alina, we used to, on Take 12, play a drop every single time we talked about Spoon that was Chris Cornell singing some. So I had actually different drops from different points in the song because sometimes he holds it out a little bit when he says or sings Spoon Man. But that is in my head every time we talk about him too, Alina. We're on the same page here, you and us and everything. Yeah. Does that still go through your head when you see or think about him?
No, you playing the song goes through my head.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So okay, you're right. Yes.
Yeah. You take this one.
Stone Feet for brother. Can we change the name? I don't know. Is that a compliment? Is it? I mean, what's going on there? And Anthony Flagford. All right. We strike again. Dumb flag from Flag Ford, and I don't know how Stone Feet keeps starting. When is Abe back? All jokes aside, great road win. Spoon was frustrated for some reason as well. All right. Yes, I do need to know your infatuation with Forsythe because I'm proud of the kid, right? I mean, he wasn't brought here as a savior first round tackle, right? And the guy, I'm telling you, he's doing all right for what's expected. And, we just need to recalculate our expectations a little. We're still undefeated. I just want to be the voice of reason to maybe change your handle for my boy Forsythe. But okay, I have no idea when Abe is back. It's got me really very concerned because, man, what a stud. Coog, I believe, right, Brett?
Yes. Confirmed.
Yeah. And then all jokes aside, great row win. Spoon was frustrated for some reason. His frustration stems from he plays a very physical and violent brand of football. And some can't handle it. One of those penalties looked like a flop to me. And, it's just, you have to understand what the refs are willing to let you. Are they going to let you play today? Because that's something we always came back at halftime. They're calling this, they're calling this, they're calling this. So have that in the back of your mind as you try to take away someone's strength, right? But I mean, he straight up just ragdolled that one kid, that poor receiver, and receiver's not happy with it. The whole sideline was, and it was to the sideline, so like throw the flag, and the ref's human. It's subjective call, so he probably just tossed the flag.
Yeah,
but good observation though, brother. Good observation.
Thanks for bringing that in there. What's next? Adam _ the Island Son. What exactly did the Pats exploit in the run game after such a stout show out week 1? Seemed we had a bit of the missed tackle bug from last season in moments this game and crucial third down penalties. Yes, you're nailing that. And that was frustrating for me to see the missed tackles because I was so, praising them after week 1, just on all the sticky tackles. It seemed like the first guy to get there was always getting the guy down. And then, I mean, whether it was Hunter Henry or Gibson, a couple times, it doesn't breed confidence.
Not with that attitude.
Defenses out there. Yeah. Well, I mean, what is that? I mean, is it contagious? Are missed tackles contagious?
No, it's not a cold. All right. So I didn't see the poor quality of missed tackles. So that's why I'm not alarmed. Okay. I should have probably taken a step further. Those were harder in yards for the most part, right? The only one that was reminiscent of last year was Mafe got in the backfield untouched, and then he just stopped. Like not like he had him, but he was just like, oh my God, he's got the ball. Like I'm going to rush the passer. And here we go. Like this guy's got the ball. Like he probably was like, oh my God, same sides toss. What a shitty play to run. Like that was probably what was going through his mind more so than anything. That how horrified I am that I still see that play, that he actually saw it in person. Like, no way they just did this. Oh my God, they did do this. And then the guy gets out of his grasp. I didn't see guys, just bouncing off of people. Like that's what we've seen in the past. I didn't see guys, or just only the Hunter Henry, which is a well-designed play by them, was the one where, all right, a guy was just scot-free. There's nobody there. And then amazing effort by Rayshon Jenkins just ran his ass down. And, he was all over the field. Love that guy. So I'm not alarmed. This was probably the best rushing attack, and it's only been 1 week, but Stevenson had like 130 after contact last week, right? He had less than 100 today. I know his backup had 90, but Stevenson had 21 carries and then 11 for the backup. So it's just, and I don't think our defensive staff or McDonald's scared because they were just like, no, we're going to stay predominantly, too high, just not give them any opportunities. Like So I don't see it.
It says you guys started 3-0 in 2006 with Holmgren at the helm.
Are you sure?
That's what our crack research team has scrounged up for us. Then again, they could be putting those numbers in backwards.
I don't remember starting 0-3 in any season.
No, 3-0. I said. Did I say 0-3?
No, but you said they could have been putting them in backwards, which would mean 0-3.
Oh, okay. Well, sometimes I actually do that. My reverse numbers.
Come on, yeah.
No, it's a thing, and I do it without knowing it. And man, one time I had a job being like ringing people up at the Gap, reading people's prices back to them. Yeah. It's hard when you read them backwards.
Yeah.
Wait, how much did you just charge me? Anyway.
That was $1.99. It was $99.01.
What's going on here? Yeah, so you were 3-0 in 2006.
Yeah, maybe. Cool.
Okay.
I was wrong. Is that what you want to hear, Brett? I was wrong. All right. Sorry.
No, you said you didn't know. You said you weren't declaring.
And I still don't. I'm still not confident that that's
You're not
true.
in any trouble. It's okay. There's no penalties on this show or anything. You don't lose any airtime. Right. You're fine. Alina Dahl's back in here again. Brett, I was more upset about the Apple Cup than today's game. Can't even talk or think about it.
Oh.
Yeah, we had some awesome wins with the Hawks, Mariners, and Sounders. What do you think of the 4 teams joining the Pac-12? I'm happy. Ooh, a Pac-12 after dark question here, Lofa, and a chance to talk about the Apple Cup, even though it might you might see me vomit on camera.
I don't think you want me to talk about either as an SC guy. But
let's get to the second question there. What do you think of the 4 teams joining? Because the Apple Cup conversation will go on longer than that.
The 4 teams joining, congrats. You're now the Pac-6. All right. That's my honest opinion.
Half of what they once were.
Yeah. You know? No, I just feel like the NCAA is going to realize the shitstorm that they created trying to do all these conferences where you got some in the ACC now, you got some in the Big 12, you got some in the Big 10, which is now like the Big 18, which just for branding purposes is just horrible. But, you know, whatever floats your boat, right? Mm-hmm. I guess that's their way of keeping the traditional logo. They have their trademark, they want to stick to it. Good for them. But holy shit, what a shitstorm. Just move to power conferences, north, south, east, west. Come on. Like, let's get serious. Logistically, it's got to be a nightmare. All the other sports are suffering. So these are my honest thoughts, Alina. You know, budget cuts are coming because now corporations are no longer paying the NCAA. They're paying the players. Good for the players. Horrible for the NCAA.
Yeah.
So that's why they were just like, this is what we're going to do. And that was not a great decision.
How about the game?
Oh, man.
It was nice of you to check on me.
Yeah. All day family. All right. Emphasis on family. Right. Yeah. Check on your people. But I want your thoughts first, Brett.
Well, I watched this game in quite possibly the worst way you can ever watch a football game that you really want to watch, which is I had to coach 3 Little League games during the day. So I had to watch it on delay. So I avoided my phone all day long. Quite literally, it was on silent. It was a brick. I turned it over. I was putting it under things. I was not checking Twitter, not looking at anything, just avoiding the whole thing. Got home, turned it on, and then it's, you know, man, it's just you spend time doing things, you put time into things, and then that time feels wasted, and that's a huge frustration. You run a option play to the short side of the field on a play where you had to have it, and that's a frustration. I'll tell you this, I'm actually not like really mad at the Cougars, which feels weird because I've hated them my entire life. For some reason, I almost... Actually, I'm not even going to say what I was about to say because that would feel blasphemous. I'm in no way happy for them at all. I'm mad at them. I'm actually just really pissed off at my own team and my own coach and letting the Cougars beat you. You don't let the Cougars beat you ever, especially in Seattle, not on the western side of the state. I'm mad that the game was in this week. I'm mad that the game was where the game was. I'm mad that my coach was wearing a yellow hoodie. What the hell was that? We're a purple team. What is? I haven't even ever seen that hoodie. It's ugly. Take it off. Also, wear a hat like a normal person. I didn't. No visors. No visors on my coaches. So I'm just mad about all kinds of things, Lofa. I'm mad about a bunch of it. I'm mad about switching off back and forth quarterbacks. Your one quarterback's on fire. Every time he throws it deep, it's a huge connection. What are we bringing the other guy in for? What are we doing?
I don't know about on fire. This is where we disagree, brother.
On fire,
yeah.
It just, the whole thing made me mad. The whole thing, top to bottom, made me mad. You can't be letting the Cougars come in here and do that to you.
It couldn't be worse than poor Wyatt here in the comments. A Coug fan poured a beer on me. You didn't get a beer poured on you, did you, partner?
No, that's true. I did not. But I had to watch Jonah Hill's defense give up. Have you seen? Have you seen that our defensive coordinator looks just like Jonah Hill, Belichick? He looks just like him.
No. Oh my God.
It's just like him. Anyway,
sorry, Wyatt. Told you to hold my beer.
Anyway,
no. You know what? The last sequence.
The 3rd and 20 quarterback draw. Are you kidding me?
Okay. And someone in the chat, it's moving way too fast for me, and I'm old. But someone said Mateer is one hell of a player. Jack Stevens, yes. He hit it on the nose. The 3rd and long touchdown was inexcusable, right?
Yeah. Completely inexcusable.
And you know what? It was a QB draw just to get in better field goal range, but then just an absolute savage took over and his instincts kicked in, and he was like, "Oh, well, it's open over there. Why don't you just run a touchdown?" Like, So I have a feeling Mateer is a very special player, and he's a little bit of a gunslinger, but that's what you need in some situations. And I think if he gets his risk mitigation on some of the throws, like the interception, which was beautiful, is that corner was beat by probably a yard or two. And if that ball's not underthrown, game's over before that goal line stand. But let's get to that goal line stand. Put in Williams. All right. And then first of all, if you want to bring up the stats, I'm pretty sure Coleman had 8.2 per carry. I'm pretty sure the backup had 6. I'm pretty sure the next guy, which was Williams, backup quarterback, had like 5 or 6. Pretty sure another guy had 4 or 5. You want 4 carry? You had 4 guys over 4 carry. One of them double, one of them 1.5. But unfortunately,
how about the play before that? Dive for the pylon. Get in. The play before that. The pass to Boston.
The rollout pass?
Yes, he just runs out of bounds on the 1.
It was a mile from the goal line. Give the kid a. But okay. Speed option into the boundary with not an option guy should never have been an option, is what I'm saying. So it's like Williams would have put the brakes on. When he saw the whole right side collapse, Williams would have just put the brakes on and been like, oh, there's a huge, massive hole right here. I'm just going to walk in this way. But the first handoff to Coleman, absolutely, you got to give him a chance. The second one, I would have ran the same play and told Rodgers, hey, just keep the ball. Just go around. They're not going to expect it. Just keep the ball because the whole side collapsed on that one too.
Yeah.
Give the Cougs some credit, though. All right. They played their ass off.
I sort of did.
Sort of, yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But Giles Jackson, holy shit.
I'm just saying it shouldn't have happened. It's just complete letdown on UW's part. Just all the way. It just shouldn't have happened.
Giles Jackson's next big thing. Coleman, Savage. Parker, the running back for the Cougs, true freshman. My God. Like, I don't know. Sorry, Coug fans. I don't know if he's going to be there next year. Someone's going to pay him.
Moving on. Maybe we'll come back up again, I'm sure. Is Brady Russell not good at blocking? This comes from Joe.
Why he isn't getting a chance? Because he sure could catch.
Is Brady Russell not good at blocking? Is that why he's not getting a chance? Because he sure can catch better than Fant right now.
I think Fant's like 6'5", 260 and can fly. We're going to have to fact check me on that. But he looks like a damn monster out there. And he is well rounded in terms of run block, pass block. Like if he has to stay in a chip, like he helps out those tackles. But yeah, that could definitely be a reason as to why. But and I know Brady was going against other guys that were 2s and 3s when he scored that touchdown, but it was just the spatial awareness and the wherewithal to come back to the ball, which by coming back to the ball, the guy knows he's not going to make a play on the ball. So they should be aiming for that hip. And if you get there before the ball gets there, that's when you turn your vision back and either go for the, bat the ball down, deflection, or you pick it off. That guy didn't even have a chance. The one I'm talking about, the Chargers, when we played them. So, we'll see, but I would bet he's going to get more opportunities.
Next question. Alina Dahl jumping back in. Lofa, you got me good. I got a couple for you. The person that this person played for USC and UW. They played in the playoffs for both teams. Who is it? Another one. Do you know the name of the player that picked his number due to his name? A couple trivia style questions for you here, Lofa. Flex that Wonderlic score here.
Played for USC and UW. Played in the playoffs for both teams. Well, the playoffs has to be recent. Wait, are we talking now? Now I'm really stumped because SCA never made the fucking playoffs. SCA never made the fucking playoffs.
Right.
So it has to be.
The only thing that for the Apple Cup, real quick, just back again, is this playoff now has 12 teams. So, you could drop one and get yourself right and hopefully still sneak in there. Speaking of the playoff.
Yeah. If you're 13 sitting outside with 3 losses or maybe more, like, bro, just go home. Take the ball and go home. Like, kindly get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. Person played for USC and UW. Played in the playoffs for both teams. Who is it? She stumped me.
She got us. She's got us.
I have no idea.
Do you know the player that picked his number due to his name?
I mean, this is like process of elimination. Someone's got to be a 2 that Deuce is his name. Like, that's where my mind goes just rationally. Trey, is there a 3 out there? She stumped me on both accounts.
You got us. We'll have to
Damn you, Lena.
We'll have to move on.
Damn you, Alina.
You got us.
Hit me in the comments. Hit me in the comments, Alina. I need to see it. I need to know what happened. I need to know where I went wrong.
Next up here.
Josiah said Ocho Cinco. Well, that was definitely thinking outside the box, as he was when he did that.
Daddy Dennis joining the chat. Anybody heard from KJ today?
Oh, I'm not gonna call another grown man daddy, but Dennis. No, I haven't, and I didn't see it. I just saw the final score. He's alluding to, was it Minnesota? Came away with the W. Mm-hmm. Sam Darnold, right? USC, fight on. But no, still haven't heard from Dennis.
Are you going to read it out loud?
No, I'm looking in the comments. Oh, okay.
I thought you were just reading the one that's up on the screen in your head.
Jonathan Smith back. Not that tailback. You make these. Oh, you're not that tail. Okay. It's all good, man. It's all good. You make the assumption I have friends. Oh, well, you have a family here with us. So we love you.
That's true.
And they talk about football. I don't care about the chatter. Geno plays great and hard. Absolutely, brother. No. And hey, we're family here, brother.
We're with you
on
family. That. We are absolutely with you on
always. That. We're here for you. But yeah, Geno's just a stud. Don't get me going on this train again because we'll be here all night. Because, man, number 1 in fourth quarter comebacks.
Alina's putting a movie quote in here. Okay. Movie quote: I'm going to hit you so hard that when you wake up, your clothes will be out of style. She got you on this one too?
Well, it's obviously a fight scene. That's, I'm trying to really middle linebacker break this down.
Sometimes the thing with the movie quotes is you got to hear it said in the style that it was said in the thing.
I need
a fair amount of context or written out of context. That's why I'm slow to the party on a lot of them sometimes.
Yeah. But if I know it, I'll say it in the exact manner or accent.
That's why it's fun to repeat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a good friend Wyatt who unfortunately got a beer poured on him, said it's Fast and the Furious. Is that correct?
There you go. I don't know. You got me stumped too. Goonies?
All right.
People say,
Goonies. Maybe. Could be Goonies. Yeah.
Goonies? Producer Katie thinks it's Goonies. She's guessing Goonies. We're going to have to check on that one.
Who said
Adam _ the Island Son is jumping.
It had to be Josh Brolin in Goonies.
Wife and I got field seats at Lumen and Tunnel Club passes for the Vikings game in December. Super excited. Are you going to be there? What can I expect? Come say, how's it? Hawaii, Ohana.
Oh, yeah. Me and Brett will both be there.
He's reading the
Boom. Chat. Yeah, I am reading the chat. I love it. It's amazing.
Chat, yeah.
Yes, I will be there. What can you expect? An absolute party, my man. And I will come say, how's it?
Oh, nice. One thing I want to do here, I want to check some of the fits because we got some pictures in between questions here. Simply Seattle, sponsor of ours, you guys, they do the score prediction challenge. Somebody nailed the score prediction challenge again this week, by the way. That's speaking of going 2-0. They are the listeners are on it this year, Lofa, because we've gone almost whole seasons without anyone nailing this, but 2 weeks in a row, somebody nailed it. The winner this week is the username it's 1388 _ John, JOHN. Congratulations out there. And way to go nailing it. So we'll get in touch and we'll figure out how to do the prizes and all that. But also Simply Seattle, the greatest apparel company in Seattle. Let's check the hats real quick. I'm wearing a Simply Seattle hat tonight, Lofa. Sweet Rainier beer, kind of camping style hat. If you guys like that.
I'm wearing the Savage hat. Sorry.
51 Savage Brewing for you tonight. It's cool. It looks good. Simply Seattle, everybody, simplyseattle.com. Let's check some fits, though. Producer Mike, do you have the photos of the guys walking into the game? And Lofa, I think, okay, here we go. We got Lakin Tomlinson on the left, GENO in the middle, and Julian Love there on the right, all wearing business suits looking pretty sharp. You think this is a message being sent, Lofa?
Oh, just exquisite. Great collection. The theme was obviously a business trip. Just well done, my man. Well done.
Now, GENO here going with the double-breasted suit. You a fan of that jacket?
Some can pull it off. I don't think I can. You know?
The double-breasted's a lot of material. That's a lot of jacket right there.
It's like double the material, right? Correct?
Oh, yeah, and you got to always have it buttoned. You can't go unbuttoned. It's like too much stuff just flapping around there. I never go double-breasted. What's impressive to me here is all the bags.
Oh, right.
What's in the bags, man?
I don't know.
Did you?
I was not a bad guy. You know, a backpack. I was usually dressed like a middle schooler. You know. Very horrible fashion sense on my part. Just not with the times.
Man,
but what I will say, Lakin, I would have loved to seen just the tie, no undershirt, like he rocked just the vest last week. Would have been really sending a message.
Yeah.
But sharp. Look at that guy. All these guys ready for the runway.
Ready for the runway, ready for the conference room too here, just with a real corporate-y sort of just like captain of industry, Fortune 500 look. Now I know these are designer bags, and so you got to get them on the gram. So that's why they might be holding them walking in there. If I know anything about product placement, right? But
Oh,
just still, I mean, they're carrying a lot of luggage, man. Like I fly and go on trips and don't bring this much luggage. And they're just walking in to play a football game where the clothing they're going to wear is, I'm assuming, in the locker room waiting for them. So I
yeah,
think I
but
need to start knowing what's in these bags.
could be a big shoe guy, right?
Okay.
Toiletries,
Sure.
don't forget that.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then
They don't have that
you know,
stuff in the locker room?
yeah, but not in your. I mean, in your hotel room,
Well, I guess that's true. They're away.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a road trip. But
Yeah.
could be they brought their hard hat. Maybe it's an extra helmet. Who knows?
Okay.
Right? This
All
is
right.
a physical violent sport.
We
Keep that in
have
mind, bro.
we have guys. Oh yeah, there we go. We have guys also that weren't
Yeah, here
suited.
we go.
Here's some guys that more relaxed look, but still bringing the drip. That's how the kids say it, Lofa. I
So
think that's
icy.
how they say it. Leonard Williams there on the left, DK in the middle. Laviska Chenault, our guest from this last week on the preview episode, there on the right. These guys, not as much luggage. Laviska, he's got the luggage trimmed down here. Who out of the three here, who's winning the runway?
I got to go DK with those calves, right? I mean, I'm big into bodybuilding and fitness, and yeah, I'd cut my pants into shorts too. I don't know if those are designed that way. I think those look like just actual regular shorts, but I seen him on the Lululemon commercials, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know how he fits into those because I don't. So they might special make him his own line, but
I like what Leonard's rocking here. This Leonard is wearing
okay.
what I would wear out of this mostly.
Well, he looks like he's wearing your pants. Those are very short, Brett.
I do kind of like to show off the ankles like that. I'll pull them up a little bit like that. Yeah, the white shoe. This is a smart look. And then Laviska's looking great. It's just I don't ever do the no shirt under the jacket. That's specific. He can pull that off. I don't have the tattoos and the stuff. He looks great. I can't do that.
I don't, or the muscles, Brett. I'm just saying, like that's.
How dare you?
That's what he's bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Right. Just straight savagery.
Yeah. No, he looks good. Good stuff. We have more questions from listeners. We got more to get to.
What we got? Let me know.
Alina Dahl, do not alert him to my presence. I shall deal with him myself. Is that another quote?
Alina, I'm not even confident I've ever seen any of these movies you're quoting right now. Like, we have to have a talk in the comment section, like, because this is ridiculous. First of all, you didn't even tell me who the player that played for USC and UW was.
Yeah, we need that.
I have no idea who chose their number or their name based off their number or their number based off their name. I'm left with a lot of questions. Where do I type those in, Alina? I need the questions. I type you questions.
Chenault was quiet. Chenault was quiet this week, by the way. I want to see them getting the ball in his hands more often on offense.
Yeah.
Up here in the chat, but I agree.
Oh, yeah. The Lego movie? Wait, we say Hawks fan says Star Wars, then it says Lego movie. Best quote from Lego movie was the surfer that goes, I know that guy, but I know like zippy zap about him.
Perfect reading. Perfect. Alina jumping back in, didn't say the playoffs.
Raylan, go for it.
Wait, she didn't say the playoffs. First answer, Raylan Goforth. Second answer, Sonny Six Killer. That makes sense.
Alina, there was something in there about playoffs.
Goonies. Oh, playoffs? Producer Cooney nailed Producer
Cooney.
Producer Katie, as I'm reading Goonies, nailed the Goonies guess. So there you go.
Wyatt, I'm joking. It's not the Lego movie. I hate you, Wyatt. I hate you. I'm glad that beer got spilt on you.
James Earl Jones, R.I.P.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, don't go
I
after
love
the
you.
family like that. Come on now.
Yeah, I love you. I love you, Wyatt. My bad.
Yeah, Goonies. Josh Brolin, a young Josh Brolin, a teenage Josh Brolin playing the.
Okay, so I said it had to be Josh Brolin.
They're
So at
doing
least
Goonies too.
I got the
I
actor
read
right.
this headline. They got the cast together. They're going to do Goonies too. Does that excite you?
Not really.
I have to be honest, and maybe I'll create some waves in the chat here, but I'm kind of meh on Goonies. And I know
guess
it's an unpopular opinion. I get yelled at a lot for this, especially over the years. But
yesterday I watched Beetlejuice too. That was just is that right?
My favorite thing about the movie Goonies is that it's filmed up in the Northwest, which I'm sure a lot of people say, how can you hate it? It's filmed. That's my favorite thing about it. Other than that, I find the whole thing a bit. I don't know.
Baby Boo.
Board Skyler in the chat. Inactive. Fant, Brown, Lucas, Nwosu, Walker, plus Baker left. How you did this impacted? Well, how do you guys think this impacted today's game, and what will it do if we get 3 players back week 3? I mean, huge impact on the game. We talked about Baker leaving, but we could talk about it again. The defense, they look different after he left, and New England started attacking them differently.
Absolutely.
Is that what you saw?
Yeah, so definitely an impact, but I thought we made some pretty good adjustments. And again, shout out to T Knight getting thrown in the fire, right? We brought in Baker and Dodson on 1-year deals so that Knight could learn from them. And then, unfortunately, injuries happen, as we all know, and he got thrown in the fire and it did well. And this was without probably, I actually believe he probably got the majority of the reps and they rest Baker during the week to make sure he's okay. So just interested or curious to see what happened to him. Cause like I said, hell of a player. And I just hope he's okay. Fant, Brown, Lucas. Yeah, I mean, we got to get those guys back. Nwosu. So this will be our 3rd week because I don't anticipate him to play, but it said 4 to 6. I bet he's back for the 4th game. So this will be his last week, probably being out. Just a tough kid. And when we get him back, man, just like we're here. It's just got to go to here with that guy.
Alina, all over the chat tonight. I'm mad that I couldn't watch the Apple Cup on TV because it was on Peacock. Biggest game, and I have to pay extra for it. For shame. Yeah, where to watch stuff is all effed up across all the sports now.
Dude.
I mean, well, where to watch anything is all messed up. I can't remember what I watched something on from night to night. I can't ever remember where it is. I'm always just talking to the remote, hoping it shows me what I want it to, what I'm asking for.
Apple Cup.
Yeah, totally. Alina, you gotta have friends that'll share the password with you.
Yes. Or I'm sure McNeil has some deep dark web secrets.
Yeah, there's
where they stream.
Watching the preseason games, I learned there's a lot of things that you can find on the internet and ways to watch sports in all kinds of different ways.
True, but Seahawks.com, shout out to them because they streamed it.
Oh,
wasn't
really?
awesome wasn't awesome watching on like a 4 or 5 inch screen. I was like, who was that? Who made that play?
Yeah. No, you got to get the dongle, man. Got to get your dongle going. I got a dongle.
Game.
I got a dongle a couple of years ago. I dongle almost every weekend.
Dongle game strong.
My dongle game is on point. Yeah. Except last week I was away for it, and then Mrs. Davern couldn't figure out the dongle, and she was like, "It doesn't ever work." I said, "All you got to do is plug it in. That thing works every time." So, I'm gonna have a talk about that.
Say that name. How are you gonna say that name?
This next comment is by Simranjit. Simranjit. We're not sure.
Yeah. How would you rate by? You got it.
Jinx. How would you rate Byron Murphy's game today and that Leonard Big Cat Williams' sack? Julian Love's block saved the day. Let's go, Hawks. Hell yeah. The sack was awesome. The block was even better because you got to have that block in order to have the score be what the score was, and in order to come out there with the W. So the block was huge.
Yeah.
How would you rate
Murphy, incredibly timely, like when we needed it most. And it was just 4-man rush. Like we were very conservative, and not conservative, like way off, like prevent. I'm just saying, like we only brought the 4, and that's all we needed. And that was just special to see in a moment where you need to have it. Williams up front was my star of the day. I think he's everybody's star of the day. He just kicked major ass, and he even had some pressures where Brissett was just fast enough to get away from him. But all 4 of them, Hall, Mafe, Murphy, and Williams, had an opportunity, which is why Williams and Murphy shared the sack on the stat sheet. But it was awesome to see, man. And it pushed it back 10 yards. And now the trajectory of the kick has to be lower, more of a line drive, enabled for the kicker to feel confident, like he can get it there in a more accurate manner. And that was enough. But Julian Love, just, you have to anticipate the snap, right? You have to know. And some of them, usually you look at the hand, but like when that ball moves, we move, because you can look at the hand, but sometimes the long snapper or the whoever the holder is will do a double flash. And if you go on the first one, you're offsides. Now all of a sudden that's a 3rd and 1, or goes back to when it was 5 yards, but they were so knocked out. My bad. I'm just saying, like, that's usually back in the day, Belichick would have used that as a chance to like draw an offsides, kill more clock, just strategically. And but you have to time that perfectly. Jump over 2 legs, land and jump again, like just in an instant. And he did it. It was unbelievable. That's what I'm saying. He put some respect on my guy's name, put him in the MVP. He just does so much, from interceptions, sacks, forced fumbles, big hits, everything. And he's awesome.
How about Byron Murphy's game?
I already said it. I started with Byron Murphy. So next question.
What the hell happened in Minnesota today? Not complaining, but is Minnesota good? Bad day for San Francisco? Are we on that level? I feel optimistic about the division. This one comes from Adam _ the Island Son.
Yeah, Adam, I'm more alarmed about the Rams. But I'll answer your question first. Any given Sunday, you can't just walk in there and roll your helmet out there with the logo because you've been to the Super Bowl like 3 out of the last 6 years or whatever they've done. Like, they've been a dominant team in the division, but the combination of things, and even Ayuk and Trent Williams missing entire camp, like you don't want to just throw them out there to get hurt, right? You have to condition them and get them ready. And even though you expect them to be professional and be in shape, even though they're doing their hold out or hold in, whatever the hell it's called these days. And so timing's going to be off with Ayuk and rhythm, everything. And so it's just that I just said we're not that far away as people think talent-wise from the Niners. That's why I was more worried about the Rams, that's where I'm going to go to, is that holy shit, man. The Cardinals,
they got spanked today, the Rams.
I didn't even see how it happened. I just saw the final result. That was ugly. And it was alarming. It's Kyler Murray, we always knew he was good, but now he's healthy, and
some
whatever
of those
they're doing,
ridiculous, just video game style looking plays.
Insane. Young
Russ looking plays, just
avoiding 3 sacks and then just throwing off his back foot to a strike for a touchdown. I saw that one. I was like, damn, he's back. Yeah. So that's but yes, I feel very optimistic about the division. and everyone should, being undefeated. But it's still a long season. We'll see what happens. A lot of ball to be played, but one game at a time, my man, one game at a time. Yes, we are on that level. We are on that level.
And what the hell happened in Minnesota? I mean, is this McCaffrey being out? That's kind of me asking as a fantasy owner too.
No, I think didn't. Yeah. The more important question, maybe that's what he was between the lines was asking. No, it was well, it was Jordan Mason, right? Or Jordan, whatever his name
still
is,
put up
his
100.
backup. 100 and a touchdown. It's
Yeah.
like they're not lacking in production there. So
And Purdy threw for over 300.
yeah, Purdy went off.
Mhm.
You know, just Justin Jefferson showed up and holy shit, 97-yard touchdown. That will change momentum, perspective, and just
5 catches, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it was many, but still did it. Still did that damn thing. That's why he's so dangerous.
Right. Yeah. I'm looking at that game actually. Sam Darnold.
Then I'll take this one. Flying Clutchman.
Okay.
I have faith in Stone Cold Forsythe. There's his nickname right there. He was tossing Niner players around last year. Pancakes for Thanksgiving. I agree. I think pancakes for Thanksgiving is probably my favorite part of that line. Has me thinking about food. But no, he's a gifted athlete. Just a massive guy too. I think he's got the building blocks and the foundation to be a very special player. I just think it's more about the reps and experience, and then, being in the show, so to speak, where it's like any kind of margin for error is very exploited. Like that's strategically where teams will go, even if you're a second slow processing things, but you're a phenomenal athlete, but like it takes you a second. Sometimes that speed that you have to athletically move in any direction is mitigated by how quickly you can process what's happening. Love the nickname too.
Next question. Thank you, Flying Dutchman. I had this comes from Dev Pedersen. I had a flag football tournament and got 3rd place. Happy the Hawks won. So
Dev the dude.
Delay? Because that's the worst. I hate watching sports on delay.
I coached a flag football game, so I'm with you. I had to watch it, after the fact, but I stuck with it, gutted it out, and we won today.
How'd you guys?
Hey, we won, but we played a team. So I don't know how it's set up, but years ago we were the youngest team, and then today we played the youngest team. So it just kind of happens. And my team, I had to it was a real lesson in don't underestimate your opponent, and also don't be an asshole is what I told my kids. Right. And I'm coaching a bunch of 13-year-olds. I'm like, hey, they're over there, practicing touchdown celebrations. I'm like, you guys can't even make tackles consistently, and you guys are over here practicing celebrations. I was like, I will run you until you can't walk anymore. If you celebrate on kids a year or 2 years younger than you. So, hey, respect class and handle business, but do it in a respectful manner, right?
Yeah, but have some confidence and play with some fun also. Because if it's all just wind sprints, then this isn't any fun anymore.
Brother, you're going against kids that are a year or 2 years younger than you.
I understand.
Okay. So but don't miss the point, Brett, because I know you coach kids.
Yeah.
I'm scared of what you're teaching your kids and other kids.
Dude, and I'm coaching a lot of baseball, which baseball has so many just old farts that don't want it to be fun. And Coach Brett wants it to be fun. Like if you strike a kid out, I want you to, you can pump your fist. That's fine by me. That's fine. Smile.
Okay.
You hit a double, pound your chest when you get to second base. Have a secret handshake with your buddies that you work out before practice or whatever. Because confident, you're confident, you'll play well, right? And so you want him to be confident, but not overconfident. Like when it's warranted, when it's but it's not showing people up to play confident. I don't think
there's a fine line, is all I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
between arrogance and confidence. And I
sure.
taught my kids confidence today because, hey, if you don't win, like that's on you. The plays haven't changed. Like it's man. Like I even went to zone to try to give the other kid a chance. These kids couldn't even complete
Something happened to
10-yard route.
Something might have happened to your microphone. Something going on. Yeah. So it might be a loose connection with your microphone there, pal. I'm not sure what's going on. It's not the internet. I think it's the headset. I'm not sure. I'll plow on. I'll read the next question. Josiah is here. Does anyone else here, Josiah Fanene 87, does anyone else here cheer for the Niners linebackers solely because KJ is coaching them, all while cheering for them to lose? All while cheering for them to lose? Question mark. Yeah, it's a weird thing to root for people that you like, even though they're on teams that you might not like. That's a tough thing to negotiate. Have you gotten to watch at all the games, and what have you seen of the Niners linebackers with KJ coaching?
Am I back? Can you guys hear me?
There you go. Yes.
What? Okay, because nothing changed over here. Everything's been green lit. All right,
know.
just making sure.
It's better now.
Haven't got to watch him, but absolutely I cheer for his linebackers to do well. And it's almost the same situation I came into when I had to coach. I got to coach, the privilege and honor of coaching KJ and Bobby. All right. He's got studs over there. And one of them, Greenlaw's hurt. But, so I just kind of the only information that I can give him was like, hey, like, let them come to you on their terms. You have to meet a player on their terms and where they're at. And so, like, KJ, for me, I gave him a lot of information to think about, because he was like, why aren't they blitzing me? This isn't that. Like, he look at the call sheet and like Bobby would have like 8 or 9 blitzes in. And so him and Earl cornered me one day. They're like, how come I don't have blitzes in? I was like, because you guys don't get home. All right. I know the truth hurts, but that's the truth. And, so I just told KJ, I go, yo, you can get creative and create opportunities for blitzes. And he's like, what are you talking about? I go, yeah, we call man coverage so much in these situations. Most of the time you have the tight end of the back. If you got the back and he stays in, attack him if they're protection conscious. And I'll tell you, like, before we go into a game, they are protection conscious, meaning they will check for a blitz and then release. So he ended up with like 4 or 5 sacks, went to the Pro Bowl that year. I'm not saying that's why, but stats matter when you get to those situations. So I absolutely cheer for KJ. I mean, he's one of the best men I've ever met, one of the best linebackers I've ever seen. And, even me and Brett wouldn't have this opportunity to speak to y'all if it wasn't for KJ, G. Scott, and Mike and what they've done and built with y'all. So always grateful for them.
Yeah, but I'm rooting for the Niners to lose.
I mean,
Diana,
when they play us.
Kidding. Yeah. Diana Kane here in the chat. Tua's concussion was brought up earlier, and Lofa mentioned he may want to honor his extension. Are there usually penalties for breaking contracts due to injuries? Parentheses, assuming docs clear you to play, question mark. Never gotten a player's perspective.
No, that's why, you read all these gaudy contract numbers, right? 200 million, 250, whatever was reported for his extension.
Mm-hmm.
I think the guarantee was like somewhere around 90 or just under 100. That's phenomenal money. That's great money, right? But I'm saying you only get what's guaranteed. That's why everybody fights for what's written in guaranteed. And it is for injury and everything. So he will get that, assuming they didn't say if you have this type of injury, like another concussion, right? The thing they're probably most worried about. If there's language like that in there, that's why agents are so important. Like, they deal with all these things to protect you, and like to give up 3%, which I think is the standard, is like it's worth it to not have to listen to, because like it becomes real personal, not just business. As you go to get an extension, they will bring up anything that happened with the team, like just like, hey, we didn't win this X amount of games. You're a captain, that falls on you. And yes, it does. They're absolutely right. And just so some things are said that you rather not hear, right? Because business is just relationship based, right? And so you go and do it with that mindset, no emotions, just these are the facts, and we'll find some common ground, hopefully. But so he'll be all right, in terms of contract wise. It's just, more just, is he going to be okay? I think the toughest thing for athletes is like you're leaving one of your first loves. Football for me was probably my first ever love, right? Before I ever had a girlfriend, and then my wife, and then kids. This was what I loved, where I found just total peace, and where I found acceptance really as a person, and confidence, to what you spoke to, Brett, So it's hard when you can't play the game you love, because that's why football is the greatest sport, ladies and gentlemen. We can't go join a beer league like baseball, hockey. Can't go play pickup hoops. Can't go, do whatever, just rally a couple people and just go play this sport. And then in the biggest thing, what we all play to chase, is that Super Bowl, that ring, championship in any sport. And we have 60 minutes to figure out who the world champion is. Maybe an extra frame like last year, overtime. But we don't get the best of 7. You fuck up, it's over.
Right.
And I think the finality of it all is kind of what makes it scary, but also beautiful.
What would you say to Tua?
Make sure you don't just pass the test required, the baseline test, because you kind of have that. Make sure you're right spiritually, like you're confident. You go back out there with the same confidence to let it sling, let it fucking fly, right? And if you can get to that, then you're ready to go back out there. But until you get to that, I just pray for his recovery and well-being.
Yeah. Who are we going to put on Tyreek?
Everybody. I mean, God, his nickname's the Cheetah for a reason, man. The guy is fast.
Yeah.
I mean, quick and fast, which is like such a scary combination, because usually you have one type of speed, and it comes down to like how well balanced of an athlete he is. Like, I've seen his workout videos, insane. Backflips for fun, like special athlete. But usually,
how would you go after it though?
How would I go after what?
Yeah, him and the Dolphins is coming in. I mean, how would you play it?
It's the same way we treated Steve Smith. Like, yo, you're getting doubled all game. And if somebody else, we're not letting you break a 60, a 70, 80-yard touchdown. And we have speed to keep him in front of us and make sure he doesn't get those opportunities. But, I think more dealing with a unknown quarterback is we have to feel our way out of the first half, play it probably safer, conservative, because I don't know if A-Chain is healthy, but this guy clocked 22 miles an hour. Mostert was out. That guy's clocked 21, even though he's a veteran. We remember him from our Niner days. Like, they have no shortage of weapons. Is Waddle out there too? Because, I mean, my God.
Yeah. No, we're going to get into it this week when we preview the game. What's up next here? We got more comments from people. Let's get the next one up here. Alina Dahl back in the chat here. Lofa, did you know Steve Largent was being tested for CTE and has memory issues due to all those hits? It's called the Hall of Fame Healthcare Story, Steve Largent. I didn't know that. Hadn't heard that yet. Did you heard that?
I have not. Would love to see the article, because your boy got to visit it too. I mean, it's just the facts of the game we played and the nature of the beast, the sport. And it's unfortunate, but it's not just the life we chose. This game chose us, man. Like, let's get real. It's brutal. Like,
yeah. Well, I was actually going to speak of injuries real quick. Just what's going on with Russ in Pittsburgh? What do you make of that whole situation?
Shout out to my boy Dev. Sorry, it's Peterson, not Pedersen. Okay, my bad. Appreciate you, Dev. Congrats on winning your flag football game today. Going on with Russ, I haven't seen Russ, so I don't know. What do you mean going on with him? Like, have you seen him?
Well, I mean, they would go get him. They got Fields too. I guess he's hurt. He's suited up though. Says he wants to play. He's not playing. I mean, Fields is playing well. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Alina. Oh no, that's
the same question. Yeah.
All right. Next, Josiah back here. Lofa.
Oh, holy shit, Josiah.
Oh, here we go. It says, Lofa, can you hawk Tua on the Fins as they run out of the tunnel come Sunday? Right on the face.
Not on Tua, though. Yeah.
He's a news. No spitting on people. That's ridiculous.
I think spitting on someone's got to be the most disrespectful thing you could do to somebody. I think it would be more degrading if we just give them an old-fashioned ass whooping, Josiah. So I'm going to hope that the boys just take care of business and I don't have to hawk to anything or anyone.
After week 2, who's the best team in football?
Oh, God. The way too early predictions, huh? Yeah. I'll tell you who's turning my head.
I just write down my random questions.
I'll tell you who's got my attention is the Saints, man. You talk about kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah.
Like they beat the hell out of Dallas. I don't know who they played the week before, but they beat the hell out of them. David Carr is back, like with a vengeance. It's that's the team. I'm just gonna keep a close. Kamara, they had 4 touchdowns today.
Yeah, man. They went into Dallas and they just put it on the Cowboys.
Yeah, that was very impressive because, Dallas, they got talent. They do. And they always do well in the regular season. But, we'll see what happens. But I was very shocked to see that score when they're just like the Cardinals and the Rams. That was kind of like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah. So, did you watch CJ Stroud play tonight?
I did.
Yeah, dude, kid's so good at football.
I didn't see the ending. How did it go?
You know what? Honestly, I didn't see it either. We were just setting this up. I just watching him play specifically, though.
He's just
game, dropping dimes everywhere.
So poised, so calm. It just, I think it's with all the talent they had at Ohio State. The fact that they didn't win one with him is kind of like crazy.
Yeah.
Olave, Wilson, JSN, I think he might have been at the tail end. I don't know if they played together, but like just the names that came out of Ohio State, both offense and defensively, it's shocking.
How are Panthers fans feeling watching CJ?
I don't know. I haven't kept up on how'd the Panthers do? They lose today? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're hinting at?
It's ugly. Bryce Young, it's just not. He looks like he needs a hug.
Well, some of us do, right? It's a brutal game. And Canales, that's my boy, Dan Morgan, the GM. They'll get it right. They'll get it right. But I think you have to look at the situations they were both put in. Like, do we think that Bryce doesn't do the same thing that Stroud's doing? Again, this is a Heisman Trophy. So Heisman Trophy.
Good.
He is. Does he not have weapons? He has 6 number 1 receivers over there. Like,
yeah.
So, and then a pretty damn good defense. And the Panthers do not even have a number 1, I dare say, even though Thielen always had the utmost respect for him. He's just older now, still like insanely crafty, like just a bigger, taller Tyler Lockett over there. And, gets it done, but it's just like, and then you take him away and then what do you have? You have a bunch of young receivers. Leggett was a first-round pick this year. I don't even know if he's healthy or out there yet. Mingo, he's a stud. The second rounder, which he didn't get a lot of opportunities at Auburn. So no resemblance of a run game. You know, Stroud's got Mixon now, had Pierce last year. Like, if you want to like compare apples to apples, put them in the same situation, then you can really talk about what you have. So, you know, I'm still not going to give up on a kid and Bryce Young, even though he doesn't fit the prototypical quarterback in the NFL. Heisman Trophy winner. I don't know if he even lost a game in high school. So he's going through some real adversity now. We'll see how he responds, but it's not easy. Winning week to week is not easy in this league, no matter how good you are. Because the Bears took Houston. At least by the time I turned it off, it was a 1-score game. I don't know how it finished, but I'm just saying, all that talent that Houston has, they squeaked out of there, or at least it was a dogfight until I had to jump on here. And I got to jump on here. Let me rephrase that perspective wise. It's an honor to be here.
Aline is adding some more context here. Steve Largent's story is on YouTube.
Okay.
As someone who has epilepsy myself, my fear for any who get hit in the head, increases their chance of developing a seizure disorder. I don't wish that on anyone, and pray for those that do. Thank you for the information there, Alina. Yeah. And thanks for providing that context. We can check out the video of Steve on YouTube, everybody.
I will. And yeah, thank you for sharing, Lena. You know, thoughts, prayers, love for you. And I hope, you know, it only gets better in terms of recovery. But yeah, I've experienced some things myself, and it's not awesome. It's so thank you for sharing, because, you know, I think especially in today's day and age, it's nice to know that you're not alone, right? Which is why it's called All Day Family. We love you, and we'll be checking in on you.
There it is. Haley Blue. Haley, what's up? How did you guys do in fantasy this week? I lost again. 0-2.
Is she in my league? Is she spying on my leagues? I think I lost 3. I think I lost every single matchup I had.
Oh no. Thanks for bringing it up, Haley.
Thanks, Haley.
Around here. Oh man. It was 13 Texans. The Texans won.
Well, Tyreek didn't do anything. I think he got me 6 solid points. Mixon went out with an injury, which I watched. That looked like a hip drop tackle. Just saying. Looked like it. So I'll be looking out for fines to come for whoever did that to him. And let's see who else. Yeah, I only scored 70 points in one league. Gross. Oh, shit. Oh, no. They still have 3 players to play. I was up 0.8 tenths of a point. And they still have Jalen Hurts tomorrow and a couple other guys. Awesome. So I'm going to lose that one for sure. Okay. And then I'll go to our league, Brett. Yahoo. Let's see. I'm up by 8 points, but they're projected to get another 14. Awesome.
So you're projected to lose that one as well?
Oh yeah. They still have Drake London and somebody else. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, Haley.
Yeah. It's not pretty for my fantasy team. McCaffrey is killing me right now. Let's see, Brett. Haley, or sorry, Alina here trolling me. Brett, are we not surprised you lost? Lofa called it. Plus, how can you not like the Goonies movie? One of my favorites. It's just, I think I saw it late. I didn't really get into it as a kid, and then I saw it later, and it's a cult classic, and it's a bit cheesy and just, I don't know. I just didn't see it at the right time, and it didn't catch me. Maybe the way that it's caught others out there. That's all. But I have respect for it and all the actors in it. And I know why everyone likes it. I'm just saying, for me personally, it doesn't hit me in that way.
I talked about this with at the golf tournament, Randall Morris, Super Bowl golf we did last week with Charlie Furbush, that I was like, okay, favorite baseball movie. And so, you know, he went right to it. He's like, well, everybody loves The Sandlot. He's like, but I feel like I missed it. in terms of age. And then, so then I was like, okay, well, I feel the same way, but like then you're not supposed to, because it was around the same time was Rookie of the Year. And so, but it had a mix of adult comedy in there and like a kid going through all of that, right?
Yeah.
So like I feel like that's why it resonated a little more.
Rookie of the Year is so fun.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And then there was another one
directed by Daniel Stern, also, which
was Beast.
Yeah, I mean, just the tall guy from Home Alone.
Marv.
So I mean, yeah. Rookie of the Year is awesome. People are loading up the chat now. So I was actually just about to wrap. We were out of questions, but now people are coming back in here. The best part of fantasy is imagining the BS hyper-specific scenarios you need to overcome a 40-point deficit. LOL. First ever Seahawks game next week. Oh, hell yeah. And this message comes in from Eaglet Snupper.
Am
I nailing that?
I think so. But no, it's something we can, it's something we can all relate to. Like I at least as soon as I looked down and saw Jalen Hurts, I was like, well, if he has 5 fumbles and 10 interceptions, I win.
Yeah.
I win. That's not going to happen. Well, but I'm still thinking it.
They give you the projected totals and they tell you, like, after the first quarter of the first 10 a.m. games, it's already telling me that I'm going to lose by like 38 points, and I just throw the phone and then that's it.
I think this is their way of reeling us in. It's like, I'm projected to get $160 points. I have 80 points right now, Brett. You know how fucking pissed I am? I just want to email them and spam them. Like, you bastards, toy with my emotions. You told me I had a chance. I'm losing by almost double.
Yeah. And also, why am I looking at my phone all day long? The lineup that I set is the lineup that I set. I'm not a real coach who can do anything about what's happening out there on the field. And now all I'm doing is pissing myself off all day by looking at my terrible fantasy score.
Amen. Right. Man. Just another like loss. It's just like, ew.
Hey, we love you guys for stopping by tonight. Thank you for spending your evening with us. It's our favorite way to unwind at the end of a football day, and hopefully it's becoming yours or is yours. And thank you for hanging out with us. As we wrap, I just really do want to say thank you to you guys for checking us out, for sticking with us, for being here for the growth. And I mean, we're only going up from here. So thanks for sticking around this season.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Because like I want to maybe we'll do the poll the next week we're together. Mm-hmm. Does everybody enjoy this time slot?
Hell yeah.
I mean, okay, that's one yes. Let me see the poll so we can get some real data here. I'm just saying, is this too late? Do we have East Coast viewers, or is it everybody Seahawks century? There's a lot of, got some no's, got some hell yeah, got some. I thought that was you jumping in the chat saying hell yeah, Brett. It wasn't. It was okay. Just making sure we're all on the same.
Hey, for me, I like it because the kids go to bed and then I get to go in here and shut the door and just yell about Seahawks football.
Okay.
On my mind. So,
hey, see, everybody's checking. They like it, right? Except for my mom. Shout out, Mom, it's past your bedtime.
She can always watch the next day. It stays up on YouTube.
Right. It's on YouTube. Good call.
Hey,
good call, brother.
You guys who are listening, you guys who are watching, especially you guys who are regulars here, if you're not telling your friends, if you're not telling your family, please do that for us. Let them know that we're here each and every, game day doing live. And then also the preview episodes and everything that we're doing throughout the week. Be sending these links to your friends and help us keep building this all-day family that we're setting out to build here. Go ahead.
Eaglet Snupper. Yeah, you're right. Can you fairly ask us during the time slot and not outside of it? Fair. JJ Lewis, it's 2 a.m., bro. Thank you for rocking with us.
Hell yeah.
Ryan Mahoney. Like that it's after Sunday Night Football, which is what everybody, appreciates about. Okay, cool. My mom, your ass. Okay. I would say your mama, but then I'd be talking about my nana, so I won't do that.
Wow, that's great.
All right.
Hey, shout out.
All right, just making sure, right? I want to give you guys what you want when you want it. Sorry for being nice. I'm going to bed.
I'm sorry for being nice. Shout out to epicseats.com. Shout out to betonline.com. Shout out to Simply Seattle, and Delta, and everybody else. We love you guys. Thanks so much. That's it. That's it for us. We're out. Check us out on Instagram. It's at All Day Family, all spelled out. Go subscribe. Go follow on Instagram so you can be following along during the games and on game days and all throughout the week. That's it. Stop me from talking.